All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, we're going to talk about Kiss and why they're really quitting. Gene Simmons is out there. Gene has some pretty big cojones, right? And so we'll explore what he's saying about Kiss these days. Here's a band that was big in the 1980s. They left the scene for many years and they came back because there is a following for this kind of music. This is Fortune, Level Ground. This came out last year. I liked it a lot. Nobody really talked about it all that much. These albums kind of come and go. So if I feature them here, I'm enshrining them on video. So I guess that's a good service when you think of it that way. If you like Foreigner and music that is AOR in that realm, I'm pretty sure you're going to dig Fortune. They write big hooks, a very unique sound too. I'm not sure they sound exactly like anyone else or so similar to someone else that, they won't just be pigeonholed into sounding like whoever. But Fortune, Level Ground, great music, came out last year without a lot of fanfare. So Kiss, they're on the end of the road, and there is a lot of fanfare regarding their last shows, which apparently are actually going to happen. It says here, Kiss will finally say goodbye to the road this December when they wrap up their end of the road tour in New York City. While some fans may want them to go on forever, Gene Simmons believes it's important for them to go out while they're still on top of their game. So that's the real reason Kiss is quitting, because they want to quit while they're on top. Now, there have been a lot of allegations when it comes to Kiss, especially when it comes to vocal tracks, guitar tracks, essentially just them getting on stage and playing to a track. And of course, I don't attend these shows, but you see videos where things aren't synced up the way they could be, or maybe the way they should be. In any event, a lot of this tends to be not sincere, not real. And fans are still showing up, and people complain that the fans are still showing up. This is the last time for fans to see their heroes playing this beloved music that they grew up listening to. And more importantly, you see this big show. This is my least favorite form, honestly. The show being more important than the music itself. And it's kind of sad, but that's everybody has their own thing. Everybody has their own taste. For me and my house, we're into listening to great music, and if the show happens to add to that, that's a bonus. But in the case of Kiss, it's predominantly about what they're doing on stage. And I'll tell you what, it will keep your attention. Gene Simmons, coming down from the ceiling or something on a platform. By the way, Gene recently had a bout where he had to sit down for a while. And I'm hoping that he can finish out the tour. I'm thinking he's probably looking forward to not having to do this anymore. He's not going to say that, but I'm pretty sure he's probably tired of putting on all the gear. He likes to tell everybody how, this is very difficult, and most people half his age couldn't do what he's doing, and that might be true. Gene goes on to say, look, at a certain point, Mother Nature takes over no matter what your plans are. And at a certain point, you've got to have the dignity and pride, but also the love and admiration of your fans to know when it's time to call it quits. All right, so we've all seen boxers that stay in the ring too long, And we've all seen bands that stay on the stage too long. Simmons says that while he's still looking pretty damn good, this is Gene Simmons talking about himself now. He says he's still looking pretty damn good, according to Gene. He realizes the physical nature of what they do is going to limit how long we do it. So we're going to quit while the quitting's good, while we're on top. So again, you have to quit while you're on top, according to Gene Simmons, and thus, this is the reason for Kiss to call it a career. Simmons also expressed how grateful he is to Kiss fans, noting that without them, I'd be asking the next person in line if they'd like some fries with that. Don't kid yourself. Wow. You know, I never liked when people do that kind of thing, like, hey, you know, I'd be selling fries at McDonald's or something like that. I know. McDonald's, look, work is honorable no matter what. So if you got a job at McDonald's and it pays the bills, and maybe, you know, you've gone up the corporate ladder, there's nothing wrong with that. So anyway, I get where he's coming from, though, because, yeah, being in Kiss sure beats selling fries at McDonald's, right? Anyway, Kiss kicks off their UK European leg of the End of the Road tour, which they did last night. That is Monday, June 5th in Birmingham. And they wrap up the tour for good. At least that's what they allege here. December 1st and December 2nd at Madison Square Garden in New York. And you can go to kissonline.com to get all of the concert dates. So there you have it. Is Kiss really on the top of their game right now? But that's what they're saying. We got to quit while we're ahead. We're on top. We're the best. So now is the time to take our foot off the accelerator. I think it's the fact that they're all pretty old and it's physically demanding, even if they are singing or playing to a track. I think it's very physically demanding. I think there's a lot of AI that is being used at old band concerts just because it sounds good and it fools everybody. I mean, I had this discussion with a gentleman about a certain lead singer, and he swears that he's singing better than ever. And I'm like, well, maybe he's getting some help. And he couldn't believe that this person was getting help. And I said, well, I know from a very good source that something changed. And typically as singers age, they don't sound better than they did 10 years ago, most of the time. There are exceptions to that rule. In the case of Kiss, nobody really cares that they're using vocal tracks or they're using audio tracks. The reason they don't care is they want to see the show and they want to see Kiss before they're no longer able to see Kiss. So that's your motivating factor. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching the channel. Again, viewership is way down on this channel. And obviously these topics aren't like earth-shattering, talking about Kiss retiring, but I would ask folks if you can watch the videos. I know I had kind of a rough week last week, and I'm still hanging on a little bit to some of that as far as how I'm feeling. But, you know, if you can subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, get notifications on new videos. If you can help me out over on Patreon, that's very helpful. You know, if viewership ever starts to go back up, you know, things will be really good. But for now, we're all just kind of hunkering down, hoping for the best. Also, if you can check out Modern Retro Radio, modernretrofm.com. I play a lot of good music over there, and they'll play new material by classic bands. And one more time for this band, Fortune, Level Ground. Go check it out. I'm thinking you will really dig most of it, if not all of it. And until I'm back here doing this, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.